for letting me do this during business hours while you're busy and doing work and signing papers and
All right, thank you.
telling your employees what to do and all that stuff while Cher's gone and you're here. Shaida Mansoub, thank you for doing this.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. So before we get into it, I just want to tell like a quick personal story about how I came around here. And I don't know if you remember this, but maybe it was Cher that I met first. Cher and Kelly were the first two people I met. I was going through a bad time. Really bad drinking habits, really bad eating habits, and it eventually like caught up with me. I was having a lot of stomach problems. Like I had an endoscopy and a colonoscopy, and the doctor's like, "Dude, you need to turn your life around. Like it's not good." And so I was looking at alternative medicines and Western medicine. It wasn't working, so I'm like, you know what? I need to get in shape and join a gym. And I was looking up cryotherapy of all things because I had overheard it on another podcast that I was listening to. And I'm like, I need to find a spot near me. And so I Googled around, and there happens to be a cryotherapy gym right across the street from where I work. And here I am, 2 years later, sober, and basically getting my life together. And even though like I'm spending my money on a gym membership, it's zero money being spent on alcohol. I actually saved more money by switching my life around. And I could cry right now. But just thank you guys for being here. No crying here. I'm a man. There was only anger and apathy. There was only two emotions. But
no GI issues, right?
minimal, manageable too. I'm getting better and better every day.
Right.
Without being crass, like just it's all getting a little bit better every time. And that's just
Awesome.
eating clean and exercising regularly. And what I knew about cryotherapy then is that it helps with inflammation. And that's mostly with like muscles and joints and stuff like that. And I figured like, well, if my whole entire body is going into the tank, it can help with inflammation basically anywhere. And it actually
That's
has. Not right away, but doing it consistently and often, as often as I could, helps slowly over time. And now like I feel better. I never felt better in my life. I'm in the best shape I've ever been. And it's all thanks to cryo. So for those who don't know, cryotherapy, what is it?
It's just exposing your body to a really, really cold temperatures. So you're actually going inside in a sauna that's really, really cold.
Mm-hmm.
So it can get down to negative 190 degrees Fahrenheit, which is super cold, and it just lowers your body temperature, reduces inflammation. What it does, it actually causes vasoconstriction for your body due to production of or increased production of norepinephrine in your body, and also in your brain, which norepinephrine acts like it's a neurotransmitter in your brain. So it actually helps with ADHD, it helps with anxiety, it helps with depression, it helps with all, you can deal with stress better, and it also causes, it's actually good for Alzheimer's, preventing dementia and neurodegenerative disorders.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's not only good for your body, but it's also good for your brain.
Wonderful. What I also didn't know about it is that half the battle is mental as well, because
Yeah.
it fixes you up, and you have to breathe right. Has there ever been anyone that have like stepped into the tank and they're physically able to do so, but mentally it's the temperature that would kind of like make people nervous or
Yes,
or
but
something
because
like that?
our sauna, we have a cryo sauna that your head is out, so we talk to them throughout the whole process. We make them feel really comfortable. I mean, out of all these, like the past 2 years, we've had like 1 or 2 people wanting to come out after 1 minute, which you still get the benefits even if it's 1 minute, because
Yeah.
you actually, as long as you're reducing your body temperature, you're getting the benefits. Reducing inflammation, and it's just a lot of benefits that cryotherapy has that I can go on and on.
Yeah, and we can. And it's not even just whole body. There's also localized cryo. So if you're not feeling, like for example, I explained it to my mother, and she's very claustrophobic, and she just does not want to get in the tank. Like I can't change her mind on that. But I told her about localized cryotherapy, and there's people with neck problems or that have bad acne or something like that, or bad knees. Like you can also apply It's like liquid, not liquid nitrogen. It's like
It's liquid nitrogen that turns into vapor, so it's extremely cold, and
Yeah.
we concentrate on the injury area or area of problem for about 5 minutes, sometimes more, and that tremendously reduces inflammation, and that's what basically causes pain. That's why people are taking all these anti-inflammatory
Yeah.
over-the-counter meds to reduce inflammation, but with cryo, you do it naturally with no side effects.
Yeah, and I'm not thrilled about Western medicine. Like ibuprofen does that, but I mean it messes up your microgut biome, and I know that from personal experience because I
Yes.
thought because like, oh, maybe I was just eating bad food, and I'll just take a couple of over-the-counter stuff and it'll go away. It didn't, and this was a much better alternative. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And it's not just cryotherapy. This place also does like high intensity interval training and kickboxing and abdominal assault. Like this place is also a gym. Like it's not just a place where you go and relax. Like and this same technology is used by athletes, professional athletes. Like this was kind of like a secret for a while, wasn't it? Like cryotherapy isn't new, but like it's newish to like the public because I'm
Yeah.
seeing businesses pop up all over the place
And
that offer the
basically,
same
what
service.
we wanted to do, we wanted to create a one-stop place where you can get your cryo recovery, and then you can work out and get the benefits of all.
Oh my gosh!
In
And
one
it's,
stop.
It's so much. It's really helped me. And if there's like if any of the listeners are interested in cryotherapy or getting in shape, and Sherman Oaks is not in your neighborhood, Google a spot, find a gym, or take an ice bath, or find a way. There's always a way. There's places in Studio City. There's places in Venice Beach, and they have like whole rooms where like you would wear like a mask.
Yeah.
And you get locked in and all that. And is there like a difference between like a whole room and a tank?
Well, the whole room, your head is also in. That's why you wear a mask, because you don't want to be breathing all that. And that one is also good. But just if you have like problems like asthma or any like respiratory conditions, or if you're claustrophobic, you've got to be careful going into those
Yeah,
tanks.
that's great. And how did you get involved with this? Was this a business idea for like a long time, or did you fall into it, or how did you get involved?
Well, what happens, we are 3 partners, so we're all into health. That's for sure. 2 of us are chiropractors, and one of us is into like health and fitness, and we're all into health and fitness, of course.
Yeah,
so,
that's important.
We wanted to just create and open a place that's we can make people healthier, basically, by not just by we do offer chiropractic here too, but we want to concentrate on the nutrition and health part as well. So that's why we wanted somewhere that you can exercise, nutrition. So I wanted to see the results myself, like where people go from people like you that I want to hear your like people that have your story more, basically.
Yeah. So what I kind of ran into, and I can thank genetics for that, I suppose, is that I basically got IBS, which is a inflammatory bowel disease, and you guys have supplements that can help with that, like
Definitely,
turmeric. Turmeric? Am I saying that
Yeah,
right?
turmeric, yeah,
Yeah, it's
turmeric.
a difficult one for me. And like all these kinds of vitamin supplements that help like balance out your gut bacteria and amino acids. I don't know.
Ultraflora, yeah, we have.
Right here. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's crazy. It's got creatine, glutamine, glucosamine, like electrolytes,
And
like
turmeric, yeah, for
no
inflammation.
sugar at all. Like it's and that's part of and that was part of the problem, is that I really cut down on sugar, and that helped me so much. And I know we're doing this during business hours, and I can totally like pause this if you want to answer the phone if you like. Yeah, well, as far as we know, we only have one body, and whether you believe in reincarnation or not, like as far as we know, we only get one, and you got to use it, unless, if you don't, you're going to lose it.
Yes.
My mother was in such good shape when she was younger, And and it caught up to her. She stopped taking care of herself, and I'm gonna get her in here. I swear,
You
I
cannot
swear
do
on my
that.
life,
You
I'm gonna
need
get
to
her
go
in here.
on forever and forever.
And we have a pool and stuff, and she uses that, but I want her in here. But she's gonna retire soon. She'll have some extra money to go around, and I'll get her on here. And I want to generate some traffic to I can't say it. Peak performance recovery. I want to generate some traffic here because I want you guys to grow. And I love this place. It's a special little home for me. I try to do. I try to come in as much as I can, at least 3 times a week. And this isn't your LA Fitness. This isn't this isn't a mecca gym where there's like 1,000 people sweating everywhere and they don't use towels and all that stuff. Like it's a smaller place. It's kind of exclusive, right?
Yeah, it's like a boutique, really clean gym, and
Super
we're
clean.
a family here. Like we treat everybody like we treat our own.
Oh yeah, and I was one of the first members.
Yeah.
Reggie comes in here. I know Kelly's a workout guy here. He's a trainer here. Like I almost know like everybody's names.
Yeah.
Everybody that's rotated through here.
Everyone knows you.
Did you have a fail safe? Like just like what if like did you have like a Murphy's Law thing? Like what if it didn't work out? Like there's a lot of like young entrepreneurs out there that want to start a business and
everyone told us, a gym is not gonna work and this is gonna be really difficult and you better be careful. All these negative energies all around us.
They want it. Well,
they still are. We try to like block everything.
Yeah, but I hope it comes from a good place because. The way I came up when it came to like planning things and doing good with your life, it is important to like have a backup plan in case something goes wrong. You never know, and in your case, this place had to work, right?
Yes, no backup plan.
Yeah. And when you have that mindset, it 99% of the time always does because it's like I was in between jobs for a minute and I'm like, okay, this has to work out, and lo and behold. It did.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind you want to make it.
Yeah, you're focused.
You're
and
focused.
you guys were.
Don't think about the negatives or the negative people.
Right.
Just try new things.
Are there any plans to expand once the opportunity arises? Like, do you want to just do you want to like have another location and maybe like somewhere like I don't know North Hollywood?
We do want to add a lot more classes and do like have soon we're gonna have challenge. And for people like to come to classes and lose weight, and we measure the body fat, all of that. So we are going to have those, and also of course we want to open peak 2, peak 3.
Yeah, of course. And you have you were mentioning a minute ago measuring body fat, and I'm looking at it. Sorry guys, there's no video today, just audio. It's like it's a scale, like it measures your weight and all that stuff. But
it measures your weight.
It looks like you grab these 2 handles.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put up a picture as an example or something.
Yes.
It's like these 2 handles that it measures your body fat
and skeletal muscle mass and all that.
That's crazy. How does that work? How does it do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a machine. It's called InBody, which is very, very accurate. And you just stand there, and it's not just, as I said, the body weight, but it also measures body fat, and then it measures your skeletal muscle versus your fat. It measures your percentage-wise, and it also at the end it prints out how much you need to lose weight or how much you need to gain muscle mass, all of that.
It prints out all this data on what's going on, and there's people that I've noticed that they'll have a printout and they'll keep it for 90 days and like, okay, I want to reduce it to this much by the end of 90 days, and like you do see results like because you see like and I'm so ashamed of myself for never doing this, is that I didn't take a picture of myself in one of your mirrors like my first week here. And I really should have because I was in such bad shape and I was so embarrassed. I was so skinny. I mean, I'm still skinny, but I was like lanky. I had no muscle mass on me. I was
a runner.
I was a runner in cross country, so like weights wasn't really a priority. It was mostly like endurance and all that. And I've never been like I've never had like muscle. I've always been like a lanky guy, and I have like I'm not shredded, but I'm proud of the results. I really am. Like I traded my keg in for a 6-pack, It's not really a six-pack, but you know what I'm going
Soon to
for
be.
here. Yeah, and like I said before, you know, you have one body, and you gotta take good care of it. Yeah, that's what's so important. Another thing you guys have is you have leg compression. It's this. It says Normatec on it, and
Yeah, it's called Normatec compression. So what it does, it's actually intermittent compression. So it compresses your legs and lets go, allowing blood to get drained and new oxygen in the blood to come in. So it actually reduces inflammation, venous drainage, all of that.
I've done it after working for 7 hours and all that. And you got a customer coming in, so we'll take a quick pause real quick. So I've used Normatec before, and it's very beneficial for anyone who stands and walks around a lot in like a 7-8 hour shift. It's phenomenal. I feel like a new man. Like I've definitely been sore post a big run or like after a long day of work, and just 20 minutes on that thing.
Yeah, it's
Just
awesome for athletes, especially
Yeah.
the runners, dancers, just people that work out or they're on their feet for a long period of time. It actually reduces inflammation as well, helps with the pain and cramps. It also helps with cellulite.
you get a lot of a lot of your clientele have been like older folks, like, and as you get older, you start to wither away. It happens. Can't fight it. Can't do anything about it. Entropy is a thing, and you get into any older folks that are having knee problems or neck problems or just dealing with injuries. Check this place out. I am begging you. I'm not begging you. Don't feel obligated, but check any place out that offers these kinds of services if there's one in your neighborhood. I gotta wrap this up because I have to clock back in and get back to work, and I'm sure you do too. So where can we find you? You have a website. You have an Instagram.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
peakperformancerecovery.com or ppr1.com, pprone.com. You can give us a call, 818-849-6665. We're always here for you, and we are on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks.
Lovely. And you're on Instagram as well, Peak Performance Recovery.
Yes, Instagram, Facebook, yes.
Yeah, you're on all the social media handles, and I will put all of that stuff in the links in the description and all that
Yes,
stuff,
please
and I will
like
send you
us,
all that.
and
Yeah, because look, hey, like the social media stuff, but that doesn't mean anything unless you have customers or asses in seats. So if anybody's looking at profiles or something that has 70 million followers and you don't know who they are, chances are it's bullshit. Thank you, Shaida. Thank you so much for coming on here. I know
Thank
you're
you.
very busy. I'm very busy as well. And I want to have you guys on again, maybe sometime in the future, where I have like maybe another camera and studio space and all that stuff. And that can all be possible through donating to my Patreon. Every cent goes to making the podcast grow. The podcast is always going to be free to listen to on Spotify, Buzzsprout, and YouTube. And it's never going to stop. But donations and contributions will help make it grow and become the podcast that I want it to be. Thank you guys for listening. And we jaked off. We hit climax. Signing off.